Hey guys, it's Todd from Like Minded Lunatics, bringing you, it's another drink, play, swear. Hey, it's all we do around here. I mean, besides trying to eat our weight in smoked brisket, it's all we've ever really thought about trying to do around here. Welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Drink, Play, Swear, and welcome back to Like Minded Lunatics. You know that Like Minded Lunatics is not just me here at Drink, Play, Swear. No, it's not. It's also the co-founder, my writing partner and buddy of LML, Bang Mark Gifford, doing the Friday night videos. It's the best stuff on the channel, the best stuff on YouTube as far as I'm concerned, so please check those out if you haven't done so already, or don't do so regularly. And bang, if you haven't done so already, speaking of done so already, please hit that subscribe button so we can see how big this family of like-minded weirdos, degenerates, runaways, and ne'er-do-wells is getting. You bums, it gets bigger every day, and we're grateful for you. Thanks for being here. All right. What is it we do here at Drink, Play, Swear? Well, it's exactly what it sounds like. We play a game, usually a classic one. I pair it with a beverage, and we tell stories. Yes, we do. We tend to talk, we run our mouths, we gab. So what are we playing today? This is Tecmo Super Bowl on the NES from 1991. That's right, official NFL product. Look at that. There it is. And what are we drinking with it today? Well, it's thematic for the day. We're drinking a Lone Star, going something a little different. That's right, Texas' own Lone Star Light. So why don't you get yourself something? Let's kick back and enjoy ourselves and play some football. Get yourself something. I cracked it right before I got with you. It's mostly full, see? Okay. What do we want to get into in terms of the story today? Well, today I am very interested in talking Texas. I am a Texan, born in San Antonio, and proud to be a Texan. But a Texan has a conflicted relationship with their state very often. Today I want to focus on my favorite things about being a Texan, and what could be more Texan than playing some football and drinking some Lone Star. So sit back with me and let's do it. All right, I will say this, that by comparison, I have lived in a few other places. I lived in Kansas for 2 years when I was going to grad school, and I lived in New York City for 2 years doing more school. And one wonderful thing about being away from Texas is you, of course, learn about another kind of culture, right? Even though it's still from the U.S., it's a different vibe, yeah? And you learn what you like better about other places, and what maybe you love about your home more than you realized. So I'm going to have to be the Dallas Cowboys because that's my vibe, that's my team. Who do I want to pit us against today? Oh, I'm going to do it for Gemma. Like my lunatic Gemma, I'm going against Philly here. Have to. Don't you have to? It's just a preseason game. That's all right, we're just feeling each other out. I have not played this game in like 2 decades. I'm gonna stink at it. So don't pay attention to the game. I'll be embarrassed if you do, okay? Let's talk favorite Texas stuff. Because as I said, when you're away from Texas, you forget or you don't realize how much you love the things you love. Horrible kick. I told you it was gonna be bad. Look at this guy. This guy's gonna get all the way to the end zone. Love it. Okay. So one thing that you can't get in Kansas and you can't get in Texas, or excuse me, in New York, that I love about Texas is a lot of the food, okay? A lot of the beloved food that I grew up with. One of those foods that's hard to find elsewhere is a chicken fried steak. And a chicken fried steak is like my death row final meal. Do you know what I mean? If they were executing me tomorrow, I would ask for a chicken fried steak tonight as my final meal. And if you're not familiar with the chicken fried steak and that sounds funny to you, this is actually a food that's eaten in a lot of cultures. It's just not always called this, right? But you pound out like a flank steak, you bread it and you skillet fry it, you pan fry it. Touchdown Philly, no big deal, Eagles. And then you drench it in this wonderful cream gravy. Sometimes you call it country gravy. Sometimes you call it peppered gravy. But whatever it is, it's delightful, yeah? And every good Texan has a wonderful memory of enjoying. Oh, you see that? Got midfield, almost got around him. What are we going to do here? I'm going to do a run. Let's start with a run and see how we are against this defensive line here. Okay. Okay. Uh-oh. Got tripped up. There's a little bit of a gain, though. We're going to go with it. Chicken fried steak. Another thing I love, speaking of living in Kansas, I love Texas barbecue. I'm partial to it. Now, I know you Kansas City guys, you're proud of your barbecue and you love it, and good for you. You know what I mean? You should love the food from your home. But I'm a Texan, and we like Texas barbecue. What's the main... You see that first down? No big deal. What's the main difference? Well, for me, it's sort of the offerings, but also the flavors. I tend to think of Kansas City barbecue sauce as a little runny and a little sweet for my taste. You see, in Texas, we are big fans of like smoky, thick, molassesy barbecue sauce. Oh, man. I get hungry just thinking about it, you know? So, yes, chicken fried steak and barbecue, wonderful Texas things. Last thing on food, I'll say, is San Antonio Mexican food. And I make the distinction of saying San Antonio Mexican food because I realize that Mexican food in Mexico and Mexican food in, look at that. Yeah, touchdown, Dallas. Dallas Cowboys. Emmitt Smith, childhood hero, just made it happen, didn't he? I make the distinction about what's going to happen. What's going to happen? 7-7, baby. This is exciting. Can I pause this game or no? I don't think they allow you to. And you can tell I haven't learned to punt yet, which is fine. I make the distinction about San Antonio Mexican food because it's so different from food from Mexico, so different from food from California, and I grew up on this stuff. A San Antonio cheese enchilada is just about my second or third favorite food of all time. Look at this. I recovered that fumble, and now I'm in the red zone. What a day. What a day for Dallas. So, that's one of my favorite things. A cheese enchilada plate with rice and beans and extra flour tortillas. That makes me happy. That makes me so happy. All right, but let's move away from food because there's other things to be thinking about. Not just food in Texas, also music. Yeah? Music is so important. I just got a list here. Famous Texan musicians who, no matter what your musical taste and your musical genre, you have to respect and love to some degree, right? Here's the list. Willie Nelson, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Janis Joplin from Port Arthur, Texas. You want to go different genre while I get my second touchdown? Yeah, of course. How about Beyonce? How about Kenny Rogers? How about Buddy Holly? What do you think about a Barry White or a Meatloaf? How do you do with a ZZ Top? I do just fine with a ZZ Top. Uh-oh. Yeah, I got it. 14-7 Dallas. No big deal. I'm not even paying attention to the game. Gary Clark Jr., Spoon, Robert Earl Keen, Bob Schneider, the Black Pumas, Butthole Surfers, Music for Days, and I just got good at punting the ball at my kickoff situation into the end zone. He's going to try and run it out. Let's punish him for thinking he can. Thank you. Behind the 20. And we're going to wrap up here pretty soon. But I think we're going to smoke these guys if I can figure out how to play defense. So we've talked music. We've talked barbecue and other wonderful Texas foods. So what's left? I don't know. Let me concentrate here for a minute on the game. Oh gosh. I really want to stop them here, so you'll have to indulge me in the game for a second. Okay. Ready? Are you ready for this? I don't think you're ready. I don't think you're ready for this jelly. Oh no! Was it jelly? The Bootylicious thing? That sounds off now. That sounds not correct. You'll help me in the comments. I don't remember. And the Eagles are smoking it again. Okay. I wonder if we could stop them here. My phone is blowing up. I'm sorry to do that to you. Okay, yeah. And the final thing I want to talk about today in terms of Texas stuff is sports, right? Is football. I was always a Dallas Cowboys fan, but I was also a fan of other sports too from my great state. Of course, you've heard me talk about the San Antonio Spurs before. When I grew up and was really young, they were not all that great, but there was always hope. There was always the promise that we could someday be good. And I always watched the Spurs. But, I think we recovered that. I always watched the Spurs, but you also watched, like, the Lakers and the Bulls and the Celtics is what I was trying to say. They're also green, sorry. But you saw them as a different class. You had to admit that they were a different class of team. When the Spurs became good, you see, and started winning championships, it was a dream come true. So the Dallas Cowboys and the Spurs for me were always special. Okay, what if I could try to score here real quick? I don't know if I can go that fast. But wouldn't it be wonderful if I smoked these dudes and finished them off? Let me wrap up in terms of the story with this. Not everything is great about being a Texan. And of course, it depends on your values. It depends on what you're into. Some of us are liberals around here. Some of us are conservative around here. And of course, depending on if you grow up in rural Texas or in the city, you're around different kinds of people. I like to call Mark a country mouse and myself a city mouse because we grew up in such different environments. Not that we are different politically. We are like-minded in that way, I think, on most things. But you do have all kinds of folks and passionate folks who disagree. All right, this is my last chance. Let's do it so I can say I won the game, and then let's say goodbye. Thanks for hanging out with me, talking Texas, and no big deal. I just smoked Philly. Gemma, just for you, 3 Emmitt Smith touchdowns. In between now and the next time I talk to you, I'm so excited to beat the Eagles. Let's just get this one for fun. What do you say? I'm Todd. See ya.